Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I want to talk to you about consumer electronics in Chapter 7. And more specifically, I want you to understand how you can get some really good deals and save yourself hundreds or even thousands of dollars when you have these consumer electronics and you reaffirm them, pay them off in Chapter 7. And here's how and here's why. Basically, as you may or may not know, when you buy consumer electronics, and this could be anything from a big screen TV to a stereo system, computer, a video game console, anything you might get at a Best Buy or an H.H. Gregg, any of these big box retail stores, the lender takes a security interest in your purchase. If you get a loan, obviously if you pay cash it doesn't apply, but if you borrow the money, it's typically Best Buy Finance or GECC, any of these consumer lenders, and they take an interest in your purchase. So basically it's not like a MasterCard or Visa where if you file Chapter 7 and you discharge your unsecured debt, your MasterCard, your Visa, it just goes away. If you have a loan with Best Buy Finance or GECC or any of these other finance companies, the lender has an interest in your property. So if you don't pay for it, they can not only sue you, but they can come and say, okay, we want that big screen TV back, we want that camera back, we want that video game console back. So when you file Chapter 7, what will happen is you go into the Chapter 7 hearing room, and a lot of times these lenders will have paralegals, representatives come to say, what are your intentions regarding that TV? What are your intentions regarding that video camera, that computer? And sometimes people are like, wait a minute, what do you mean, what are my intentions? I just want to discharge it and keep the property and move on. Well, you can't. You have to be able to make some sort of a deal. Now, if you don't say anything, they'll simply give you a piece of paper that says, okay, here's where you reaffirm the remaining balance. And again, let's say it's a big screen TV that you bought for $1,500. The balance may be $800 or $900 when you file Chapter 7. They'll say, okay, here you can reaffirm for $800, continue making the payments at $125 a month, and we're all good. Well, you don't have to do that. That's the point of this video. When I see that situation happen, what I'll tell my client is, let me see if I can negotiate a deal for you. So what I might be able to do is contact or talk to the lender, the representative, and say, look, this big screen TV is 1.5 years old. It's lost a lot of value. It has really no value to you used. It's going to cost you money to come pick it up. How about we settle this for $250, $15 a month? That camera, that video camera my client bought, it's only worth $150. How about we settle the whole thing for $100, and they'll pay it over the next 3 weeks or the next month. And so what we end up doing is, in many cases, I'm able to negotiate a really, really good deal on these consumer electronics. The lender doesn't want it back. Certainly, what are they going to do with it? They're going to try to have to sell it at auction. It's not worth anything. It's not worth their time going to pick it up. And certainly, it's got a lot more value to you in your house than it does to the lender in some warehouse. So they're really almost always going to be very negotiable. Again, they're not going to tell you that, but that's the truth of the matter. And so when I'm in the 341 meeting of creditors hearing room and I see one of these lenders' attorneys, who I know most of them, I'm going to be able to work out a pretty good deal for you. So just to be aware that if you have big box consumer electronics items, assume you're going to have to deal with them in some way in terms of making payments, but B, if we're smart about it, we can get a really, really good deal, save you lots of money, you keep all your stuff, you move on, you get your Chapter 7 discharge, and you move on down the road, rebuilding your credit and recovering from bankruptcy. So that's what I have to tell you about consumer electronics. And just as an aside, it's not as easy to do, but you can also negotiate deals on anything else, cars, houses, everything's negotiable. And I think that's one of the misconceptions about bankruptcy, is that you have to pay what they're asking. No, we can negotiate just about everything. And so part of the benefit I provide to my clients is I really try to be very aggressive in my demands and my negotiating posture, because there's no reason to pay retail. You're in bankruptcy, you have some leverage, let's use it. So anyway, hope this has been helpful. Again, my name is Jonathan Ginsberg. Any questions, please let me know. Thanks a lot.